Good day, it's Allyson here from Infrastructure News. Today I'm with Allyson Lawless, Managing Director for SICE Professional Development and Projects, and Allyson is an expert in the field of skills and capacity and will be expanding on her recent updated book, Needs and Numbers. Allyson, welcome.
Thank you.
Allyson, a few years back when the economy was looking very buoyant, you were often talking about the desperate need for engineers and the shortfall. What is the current situation in South Africa?
It's different from then.
Yes.
It's very different from then. At the time, it was 2010 was coming. Do we have the capacity to deliver 2010? And at the time, the economy had been very, very slow. So we had lost many engineers to, well, obviously immigration, number one.
Yes.
It was up to 1994, so early retirement was flavour of the day to make place for transformation. Little did government know that there weren't any middle management and senior black engineers to come into those places. So we lost a lot of people, and now suddenly we had to do these huge developments. How were we going to achieve them? We needed like 6,000 extra people.
Right. A very big number.
But after research, we realized where they were. They were all either at home or overseas or working in other industries, or we weren't using the graduates because we said they were useless to us. So, but a whole lot of initiatives and a whole lot of drives, we actually got the 6,000 back into, or not back into, we got 6,000 more in industry within about 4 years.
Okay.
So that was for them. Okay. Now, obviously, some of those that retired that we brought back now in 2016, they're 75, they're 80, so they have retired again and they're gone.
Yes.
Okay. But in the model, what emerged then was this gap. There were the young people and there were the older people, and there was a hole in the middle. And we warned then, we must start mentoring these people to grow them to take over, because those people are going to start retiring in masses from 2009. That's the baby boomers.
Yes.
Okay. Of course, nothing happened. You know how these things are. So, only now there's a panic. Because as you saw the graphs from yesterday, that group there was a big group in their 50s and early 60s in 2004, 2005 when you published the book. That's just not there. So there are all these young people, still not enough, but who's teaching them? Who's helping them grow? Our population's grown, our urbanization is frightening. A lot of work to do.
Yes. And in the presentation at the conference, you highlighted the number of municipalities without any engineers at all. I think the figure was over 200.
No. Yes, without engineers. We've got technicians and technologists there, but not engineers, and that's also a problem.
So the implications there are presumably for mentorship, would that be correct? The need for more focus?
We definitely need a lot of mentorship, but it's two things. I mean, an experienced technologist or technician can be a mentor of technicians and technologists. There's no problem with that.
Sure.
So the discussion about engineers versus the discussion about mentorship are two different things.
Right.
If you look at all our municipalities, there's grade A, B, C, and so on. It's the metros, it's the big locals, the small locals, the rurals. It depends on the kind of infrastructure you're delivering as to what kind of person you need as the most senior technical person. Obviously in a metro, if you don't have engineers in those senior posts being very strategic and leaders, you've got a problem.
Yes.
So we've got to make sure that we have, enough depth of engineers that are being trained in the metros to grow and take over. And most of them have kind of realized, the big metros have realized they need to do that. The smaller ones not so. So there's work to be done there. In terms of the B's and the C's, the smaller municipalities, the complexity is not the same. They're out there, you don't have all the government departments, all the other huge industry we have here that you've got to service and effluent and blah, 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 that's not there. So it's really not a problem to have a technologist there, for instance, as your technical director.
Okay.
And in a very basic service type of municipality where it's gravel roads, dry sanitation, yard tanks, because it's just little houses here and there and there. It's mostly routine work. So it's fine if you've got a technician there.
Okay.
But we don't have enough engineers for those strategic roles at all. And it should not be 200 and something that don't have engineers.
No.
So there is a problem, for sure.
And how critical is the current situation in terms of South Africa's infrastructure backlog?
It's really serious because on top of the numbers, it's the experience and the mindset. It's very difficult working in the public sector, not just municipalities. As I said yesterday, when you're trained as a professional, what are you trained to do? Investigate problems, solve problems, make them happen, take responsibility. So now you know, I need this treatment works, or I need whatever it is. I need to formalize these informal settlements, I need this kind of budget, I need this kind of material, I need this kind of appointment for consultants, contractors, and then I'm done.
Right.
I hit supply chain, they change all my scopes. I hit financial person, they say we don't have the budgets. I hit council, I don't know, that's not the priority, some politician needs that. So if you've got junior technicians who really are not confident, or not that strategic, or not that authoritative actually, they're not going to get their own way in a municipality. So you need a well-trained, experienced, confident, strategic type of person who says, not negotiable.
Yes. And in your paper you do talk about the need to encourage recently retired people to come back and provide that mentorship.
Absolutely. And also to give this direction and to give the younger people the confidence to take on the system and say, for engineering, this is what's required.
Yes.
I mean, Skhumbuzo Makuzuma at Joburg Roads, JRA, I mean, was for me a shining light because we had a non-technical person running that utility for 10, 12 years, and we just saw the potholes got bigger and bigger. In fact, their performance measure was how many potholes did you fix, you get a bonus. Please, you shouldn't have had potholes in the first place, because the decision about maintenance, the decisions about how to maintain roads was wrong. We haven't crack sealed, so therefore potholes arise, but there should have been crack sealing.
Yes.
When he arrived, he said, I've got 12 years of mess to fix up. Let's assess every road in the city. Let's prioritize. Let's work out which we're going to just leave to destroy themselves altogether. Then we build them from scratch. Or which ones are we going to quickly fix before they go down? And he had a whole program which he presented to council, which they accepted, and they accepted the horrendous budget, but it was a 10-year plan. They knew where they were going.
Right.
Now, without the experience and the confidence, that he would never have got that support. So, I mean, we do have to get to these senior people in those places.
Absolutely.
With the confidence, the authority to be able to drive that investment and attention to infrastructure.
And any other examples in the public sector, the municipal space, where things are going really well and where we could benchmark?
Well, look, I mean, I'll probably get into trouble with all the other municipalities when I say this, but eThekwini is almost, you can say, head and shoulders above, has been consistently, although I have to say Joburg with Trevor Fowler as MM, I mean, he's worked hard to make sure we start getting technical people running technical departments and engineers. So being able to bring in Skhumbuzo there and Lungile at Joburg Water and so on, and now Mavela as well. Engineers, let's get the engineering solutions right. They're working on it. But eThekwini's consistently been engineering smart, if I can call it. And look at these conferences, whether it's held in eThekwini or Cape Town or East London, there are always innovations from eThekwini.
Okay.
And because again you've got this group of engineers, how can we do it better? How can we do it cheaper? How can we do it more effectively? What's the 21st century doing in elsewhere in the world in terms of municipal engineering? I haven't read that paper tomorrow for the rising engineers. Who sent them to Japan? Have you read it?
No, not yet.
Because I think they might have also sent them to Japan. It's this being just one step ahead. We've got to keep thinking for our infrastructure. Nobody else is there to think for.
Absolutely. That's excellent. Thanks, Allyson. Is there anything in summary you want to add in terms of maybe some of the more immediate solutions that we can tackle?
Well, look, we have underspent on technical staff for how many years? So when we go and say we need money for mentoring, the mentors mustn't just pop in once every 3 months. They must be there every 2 weeks because they almost have to double as supervisors. It's going to cost too much money. Well, you've spent it somewhere else in the past. Now spend it where it belongs so that we can actually grow the skills for the future. And it's just to understand it's not a waste. There's no substitute for experience, but you've got to get the right experience. If you just leave a youngster somewhere to work it out on his own, it's a waste.
Yes.
So they've got to be supported in their growth and to be able to be those competent Neil McLeods or whoever the next generation of younger engineers is. They were growing up in a system, and we've got to get the system in place.
All right. Thank you so much.
It takes bucks.
It does. Thank you, Allyson.
Okay.